Hello and welcome to the Cabinet of Creations, where you will find horror, beauty and the perfectly imperfect. This was a very different doll for me because it was one that I made. It was a very difficult process. I've never done any casting or moulding before. So basically I made it out of clay, and then I made a silicone mould, and then I poured in some resin, and then there you go. Here's Henrietta. Maybe I'll show you that process when I've got a little bit more accustomed to it. Anyway, just before we carry on with Henrietta, I'd like to share with you my new channel, which is called the DIY Creative Home. If you like creations and DIY and various different creative tasks, then please pop on over and see that channel. Link in the description. Right, let's get back to Henrietta. I found that the resin I used, I found that pastels didn't really work on it. It didn't smooth and blend as nice as it does on like the normal Monster High dolls. I did actually spray it with Mr. Super Clear before I did the pastel work, but it still kind of did it. I didn't like it. I just didn't like how the pastels was going onto the resin. It didn't sort of blush in nice, and it was kind of blotchy, so I paused that a moment and then just got on with the hands. I'm just doing a little bit of blushing to the hands to give it a little bit more dimension, and also so the nails can be seen a lot better, which you'll see in a bit. Even though I knew that the feet were going to be covered in boots, I just kind of did this as a bit of a practice, really. Here you notice that I got the pastel work off with 100% acetone and just began again because I just didn't feel as though I liked it. So the whole thing again, but basically with paint and then the pastel work again. I just wasn't happy with it. You can see some little bubbles at the top of the head there. That's going to be covered in hair anyway, so it didn't really matter at this particular point. Just doing some details on the toes. Again, it's going to be covered, but I just wanted a bit of practice. And my plans might have changed as it went on anyway, because by this time I hadn't done the clothes yet, or the shoes or boots. As you can see, putting the dark pastel down first. I wasn't going for zombie decaying hands or toes. I just wanted a bit of a backdrop, a bit of shadowing. I think this really works. I'm definitely going to do this on the Monster High dolls, where I put down a darker pastel colour and then go over the top with the nail colour. So here I am, just giving another coat of white paint. I believe it took 2 coats to get to the consistency that I wanted. And now I'm going back over it again with a pastel, just to give it like a powder finished edge. Pastels over the paint worked a lot better. And please don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Sharing is caring. I also have a Patreon, which you can be a member of, and buymeacoffee.com/for-creations. And there's various other ways to support my channel as well. Check out the links in the description. Just using matte acrylic paint now to go in with the clown makeup detail. My teeny tiny brush. I'm just using my favourite chunky wool, which I separate, pull apart. I leave the curls in and then I give it a little bit of a brush at the end, going for the two-tone effect. Printed some eyes off, which I designed on my computer, and then super glue and then glass cabochons over the top. I think what I'll do next time is actually make shading on the eyeball as well, like I do on the Monster High dolls, because here the whole eyeball is quite stark white, and I just think a little bit of shadow like around the top and the bottom, if you know what I mean, a little bit of grey shading would really help. They're just too clean and white for my liking. I didn't use super glue to stick the eyes in because you basically got one chance with that, so I used just normal glue, and that way I could move it around if I didn't quite get them centred or the irises in the right direction, etc. So here's Henrietta.